Okay, so today we're going to look at section 2.4, talking about linear equations, or linear functions, I should say. A linear function is a function in the form f of x equals ax plus b, where a and b are real numbers and a does not equal 0. The x and y intercepts are helpful in the process of graphing a linear function. We can find the x-intercept by letting y equals 0 and solving for x. We can find the y-intercept by letting x equals 0 and solve for y. So let's break this down. Given an equation, negative 2x plus 5y equals 8. Find the x and y intercepts. So to find the x-intercept, we let y equal 0. I have negative 2x plus 5 times 0 equals 8. Negative 2x equals 8. X equals negative 4. So I have a point, negative 4, 0, which is right here. Okay, and then to find the y-intercept, we let x equals 0. I have negative 2 times 0 plus 5y equals 8. Y equals 8 fifths, which is right about here. So to graph it, we have 2 points. Draw a straight line through it, and there is our equation. Now we want to know the domain and range. Well, the domain, remember, is the possible values of x that will work for this equation, which in this case is all reals, negative infinity to infinity. Likewise, the range is the possible values of y, and again, it's all reals. Because this keeps going up from this side and down here, making our domain, our range be all reals, and it keeps going this way and this way, making our domain all reals. Okay, so let's talk about vertical and horizontal lines. Equation of a vertical line through the point AB is x equals a. An equation of a horizontal line to the point AB is y equals b, or f of x equals b. It's also called a constant domain and range. Okay, y equals negative 7. Right there. What possible x values? Domain is all reals. The range, however, is only negative 7. Probably best to list that as set, not really an interval. Okay, then we have x equals 5. Well, that is a vertical line. The domain in this case is 5, and the range is all reals. That brings us to the next idea called a slope. Given 2 points, x1 and y1, x1, y1, and x2, y2, we can find the slope. We denote this by a small m as follows. The slope equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1, or the rise over the run. The slope of a horizontal line is 0, and the slope of a vertical line is undefined. So if I have 2 points and I want to find the slope between the 2 points, well, my slope is equal to y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x. And as before, doesn't matter which point is point 1 and point 2. Just make sure you are consistent with it. So I'll let this be point 2 and this be point 1. So I have negative 6 minus 4 over 2 minus negative 2. So we have negative 10 over 4, which is negative 5 halves. That is my slope. Basically being negative for every drop of 5, it moves right on the x-axis 1. Okay, so here we have y2 minus y1. Again, I'll let that be 0.2 and 0.1. So I have 8 minus 8 over 5 minus negative 3. Well, that's 0 over 8, which is 0. Note, our y values are the same. This is a horizontal line which has a slope of 0. Okay, so here we have, we'll call this 2 and this 1 again, and we'll go 10 minus negative 10 over negative 4 minus negative 4, 20 over 0, which is undefined. And again, you note we have the same axis, so we're talking about a vertical line which has an undefined slope. So now we're going to use a point and a slope to graph a line. The slope is 4/3. We had the point -2, -3. Now we have a rise of 4, so we go up 4, which puts us here, and a run of 3. 1, 2, 3. So we're looking at 1, 1. We can do it again, up 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And back or right 3. 1, 2, 3. Which is 5, 4. And now we can just draw this line here. Now keep in mind, this is also the same as -4 over -3. So we can go down 4 and back 3 as well, if that needs to be the case. Find the slope of the line and sketch the graph. Okay, so what can we do? Well, we can find the x-intercept by setting y equals 0, -3 equals 1, or -3x equals 1. So x equals 1/3. So we have a point 1/3, 0. And find a y-intercept by setting x equals 0, -3 times 0, minus y equals 1, negative y equals 1, y equals -1. So that gives us a point 0, -1. So we have our points, 1/3, 0, 0, -1, and we have a line something like this. But we don't have the slope, but we have 2 points. So I have -1 minus 0 over 0 minus 1/3 is -1 over -1/3, which is a +3. So that's my slope. So the slope is kind of like the rate of change. So we talk about an average rate of change. We know that the slope of a line is the ratio of the vertical change in y to the horizontal change in x. Thus, the slope gives the average rate of change in y unit per x, or y per unit of x, where the value of y depends on the value of x. So the average rate of change on an interval a to b is f of b minus f of a over b minus a. So in a given country, the average price of a gallon of unleaded gas in 2000 was $2.51. In 2012, the average price was 318. Find and interpret the rate of change in the price of a gallon of gas. Well, we need to change in the prices, which would be 318 minus 251 over the years, corresponding years. So 2012 minus 2000, and that would be my slope. So 3.18 minus 2.51 is equal to 0.67 over 12. And our average rate of change would be 0.05583 repeating. So about 5.5 cents a year. And of course, nowadays we know it's went up a lot more than that. Anyways, that's the basics of this. That covers this section. If you have any questions, feel free to email me. We can set up Zoom meetings if need be. And have a good day. I will see you next time.